Hey guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. This is the spring update, and in the last episode we did a pretty major track expansion over here, and I think the next thing for us to do is connect some passenger lines over here. So let's do that. Let's grab ourselves a new line. And I think what we'll do is we'll start it off on this side. We will then run it through here, and what we'll do is we will allow interesting. Okay, let's just do that, and then from there we will not do that. That's what we want. We don't want that. We want this one. So we'll do that. Okay, presumably we will need to... Yeah. So we still need to do some switch work over here. Okay, well, anyway, we can start off by that. So that's kind of the plan. Ooh, interesting. Interesting that it's running through there. Oh, and sorry, on the way back, it'll have to run back through here yet again. Awesome, and we do need to work on our switches a little bit as we do that. And it probably, anyway, what we'll do is we'll leave that line right here, and this is going to be the what am I saying? Palmdale, Dallas, and this is the, what did we call it? WC, right? Yeah. And we'll just try and get that naming convention to be the same. So there we go. So that's a passenger line right over there. Now, in order for this to, in fact, work, we will need to provide some switches, which I forgot about. This section, I think, also doesn't have signals. Okay, so let's grab ourselves a bit of a switch situation right over here. So that should do the trick. From here, we can grab a signal in and out, that way and that way, that way and that way, that way and that way, and that way and that way. Wow, it's quite a distance. That's pretty good. Over there and over there, over there and over there. And that's all good. That should be all good. Now it can run through this way. Now, what we will need to do, I think, is we'll probably need to put some switches in here as well. So let's... Oh, actually, what I did talk about was that I should have activated the switches at a number of different locations. So if we're saying... Yeah, anyway, I think what we'll need to do is we'll need to put a switch in here. Okay, so let's start it off with some switches over there. That's a little one over there. This side, I don't think, if we're going from here... Yeah, there's no way for us to get onto the other side, unfortunately. So let's leave it as that and see if that works. We will need to do some switching all the way over here, though. Is that just the one direction? No. It is in both directions, right? So it can certainly go back that way and then switch back this way, right? In time to get it there. But what I also thought we probably need to do is configure and add some more platforms in here, because that's going to run out of room for us to make use of it. And I'm also kind of starting to contemplate adding some more tracks in here as well. Let's do that, expand our track operation through here a little bit and see that we allow everybody to get in. Ooh, that's our switch there, right? We may have to pull that switch back a little bit. Let's pause the game for a second. I'm going to, well, get rid of the switch. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. And then what I'll do is I'll put in the additional piece of track from here. So I'm thinking something like that gives us an additional track there. And now the question is really, do I just do this and allow it to switch? In which case I still have to switch in the other direction as well. So let's do that. And at the same time, let's do, can we do something in here? Oh, I think there's something here that can work. There we go. And I'll just do a double slip switch right over there. So now everybody should be able to get to their spots. Let's just get a bit of a signal situation. Probably just that one is what we'll need. Ooh, yeah, that should. And what we can do is we can bring these a little bit forward, give ourselves a little bit more room right here. I think that'll be okay. That'll be okay. So that gives us an extra slot over there, and it should be able to switch quite nicely. Let's quickly have another look at that line. Not here, maybe there instead. Okay, so here I would like you to please do whatever you want in Dallas, and also in Worcester. Why is Dallas could not connect to the terminal? Can certainly connect there. What it can't potentially do is get back out. Why is that running through there? Interesting. And what we'll do over here is we'll... What? So we'll allow you to do 1 and 2 there, right? Either one of these. You'll switch, you'll run. That'll work, that'll work, that'll work. What I don't want you to do is run through there potentially. Ah, okay. Hang on. So from Palmdale to Dallas, let's go here. Okay. And then on the way back, yeah, I think here we will have to, again, we will have to go into the 1 slot and not allow the 2 slots. So we'll run it through like that. It should be okay. It should be okay. That should be okay. That's going to run in and out through there. No problems. Okay, now unpause the game. Keep pausing it. Now, what we'll want to do is let's see what kind of a train are we going to run between those two. So we want a pretty fast train without necessarily going too crazy. So if I'm going diesel, what can I do with diesel? I can do 105, 188, and 80. It's a little crazy. That's 120, that's 160, that's 140. The New Haven EP5. And if we're going steam, we've got 130 over here, the big boy. But if we go electric, which I think is almost better, we can run this guy. Attractive loading speed. Yeah, anyway, I think that should be pretty good. What are we running on all the others? I think we're running this guy, the 120 variety. So the question is, do we continue to run 120 and make sure that everything is kind of running around 20? I think that's probably appropriate for us to do that. So let's go and give ourselves a new bit of a line color over here. We've already worked with the green a little bit. What we haven't really worked with is maybe some kind of a... I do wonder whether we should be able to do some additional stuff. So let's do a bit of a light blue there. We'll get that. That's actually pretty nice. Get some passenger wagons. We're going at 120 at this stage, so no need to go any better than, say, the New Mexicos. So let's grab ourselves the New Mexicos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5 going to be okay? Yeah, 2 of them, 90 capacity. Let's grab one more, 108, 6 of them like so. We're going to go and grab 2 of them. We'll buy 2 of them. We're going to go and set them to... set line is going to be that one there. So get on out of there. We'll see what happens with our spacings and all things like that. There we go. It looks really cool actually with that little light blue, sky blue kind of color there. So where are you heading? You heading to Dallas. Oh, that's interesting. And you are heading to Dallas as well. Okay, well, both heading to Dallas, which is actually not a bad idea. If they both hit Dallas, then from there we can just turn them around into the different direction. Okay, should run through here in the middle quite easily. Comfortably through the middle there. The next one should be right behind it. Excellent. So we'll get that set up and running. What we will need to do is provide some public transport within the town, local public transport. I was kind of wondering about this bridge and whether we just kind of run similar to that out into that direction towards the steel mill. But I think for the time being, we'll leave it as is. This guy is coming out. Okay, so what we will have... If it gets here, will we be able to... We'll be able to do a double slip over here, right? And it can cross over that way. So let's do a double slip over there. Similarly, I think a double slip right over here will be useful for that section through there. So this guy will go from here. It's going to go to Worcester. This one is popping in. Nice. And as soon as it starts, it's going to try and go to Worcester. But what I'll do is go back the other way to Palmdale instead. Nice. And that works really well. And that double slip is just what we needed. And now it's running. That means that double slip over there means that we can do both of those actually. But anyway, I think for the time being, that should work quite well. So this setup should help us out. Now, street construct. Ooh, look at this. This is new, right? Is that because it's now 1960 and we can do fancy stuff? I didn't think that was available. Okay, probably wasn't. It's probably new. Now, what I need to do is get some public transport all set up over here. And I'll comfortably squeeze it in just like this. Yep, there we go. Public transport over there. And what we'll also need to do is a couple of other stops as we go. I probably need to just link up a road through here somewhere. But in order to make it a little bit more interesting, I think we'll just do that. And we'll do this. Oh, crap. Okay, well, anyway. It's up to there, Name. It's up to there. What I'll do is I will try and do that so we get slightly more interesting. Slightly more interesting. Oh, crazy. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. Where did you come from? Oh yeah. What? This guy hasn't even... It's got a lot of... Oh no, that's the wrong train. Where's my other train? Are we running weird stuff? I'll have to keep an eye on it. Unless it's already through that way and I just missed it. Yeah, potentially that's exactly what happened. Okay, well anyway, I've been distracted by stuff. So there we go, over there, and over there, and then what we'll do is we'll do one more kind of somewhere over here somewhere, and we'll run it in that way. That little loop over there should do the trick quite nicely. There. Okay, so start here, Lower Dallas, up to 3rd Street, over to South Street, over to 5th Street, and you should be all done. At Lower Dallas, you can do whatever you want, and this will be the Dallas local. Well, there we go. What we will need to do is provide a road depot, and at some point we probably need to start looking at at some point, we will need to start looking at providing. There we go. We'll do that, and what we'll do is we'll select trams. Trams is what I'm after. At some point, trams will have to start happening. So we'll do some fish bowls. Probably 3 or 4 of them is going to be okay. And we'll put them onto the Dallas local, if I can find it. There we go. So now we should have some Dallas local public transport over here. I need to do some Palmdale local public transport as well. I don't think everything reaches here just yet. In order for us to do that, oh yeah, we're seeing some money coming in. In order for us to do that, I was thinking something like that. Then a little something like this. And then a little something like that. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. So that's just something that's a little bit more interesting. In terms of these connections, what I'll do is I will turn that one up there and have it run in that way. So we'll see about of interest. So like this. Okay, now buildings. Let's grab some of this stuff. Of course, it will need to run this way. So it's literally only going to run. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll run it like that. So a very, very minor little piece there. So it's there, to there, to there. And here you can please do all of them. And this is going to be PD local. There we go. And we'll need a depot of sorts here. Depot of sorts, we'll put it over there. That's good. And buy a couple of these vehicles. I think just 2 of them should be okay for now. And we'll put them onto the PD local. PD local right there. It should do the trick quite nicely. There we go. So now we've got some local transport running through there. Hopefully those trains will do pretty good. So let's quickly see at what kind of point do they overlap here. A fair bit wanting to go to Worcester because Worcester connects to other stuff. And I think that should be good. Look at this money. This money is really good. We're not super effective at anything just yet, but this is all pretty good. This one's coming in first. That one shouldn't be too far off. Yeah, absolutely. They cross over here at about the same time. That's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money either. I'm assuming this is pretty full to go to Worcester though. No, not really. Yeah, almost nothing in there. So this is probably going to run, not going to be great for quite a while. What we can do is we can start running a direct service between Fort Worth and Dallas. That would work as well. And allow, so that because so if you're trying to get from Dallas to Fort Worth at the moment, you have to go to Worcester, switch on over, come all the way to New Haven, switch over and come here. Where if we run one like this and potentially tie it up all the way to Vancouver with a line like that, that's going to make things work a little better as well. That will make Dallas a bit of a switch over. That's interesting. Interesting either way. Okay, so that's the basics up and running over there. It will take a bit of time for that to become profitable. So one of the things that we need to start looking at, and I'll do that by extending at least this road out all the way over here. That's good. We'll extend that road there and we'll put a bit of a stop in here. So buildings, we would like a bit of a cargo station, and I can probably do the cargo station like so. And then there's a bit of room for expanding it as well. So that's pretty good. We will need a cargo station on this side. Just thinking the same thing over here. You will need a little something like that right here. Okay, so cargo. We can run cargo between those two. So at the one side of the spectrum, we need to bring in steel. We also need to bring in a bit of crude oil, and we do need to bring that back here. So it depends on what kind of trains we're going to run here, really, to be honest. So this guy, I'm thinking we can set up a bit of a line, a bit of a truck line right here. So if we do, I do like myself a little bit of this. So if we do something like that, that's pretty good. I'll try and configure a little bit of extra cargo space there. That should do the trick. So we will set that up. We can run a line between these two, so it can start bringing in more crude this way. So what are we actually the production versus the shipment? Yeah, we're pretty much transporting everything we can. So we will need to bring in some more crude over here. Crude is being dropped off here, I believe. There's a ton of crude over here, so we may need to just bring in some additional transport there. So let's as a starting point set up a line between here, Colorado Springs South, and Dallas East. Wow, that's quite an interesting one, and that'll at least maneuver some stuff here. Colorado Springs South, any one, and Dallas, any one of them. And this will be the this will be. Ooh. What is this that we're producing here? No idea what plastic. That's plastic, right? Is that well, it's just a plastics line. Well, it's actually let's call it Dallas plastic line. There we go. We'll have to put some vehicles on that to start running that through there. So let's procure a number of road. Are there road vehicles in here? Interesting. These vehicles haven't done anything. Have I sent them home? I can't remember what I've done there. But what we'll do is we'll put them on the Dallas Plastics line. So they'll move over there. I can't remember what I wanted to do with them. And maybe I wanted to move some stuff around, which I never did, or I didn't assign them some additional people on here. So we'll get them over here, and that'll start running through this way. And then we probably need a train to come and drop stuff off over here. And what we can also do is start bringing some of this crude back. So let's set up an operation here to bring the crude back. How far can we do? There we go. So from there to here, please, is going to be Dallas crude. Dallas crude, you can bring me some crude in over here, buy some vehicles, cargo. This is just going to be this guy, right? Let's just go with 6 of them. And we'll assign them to Dallas crude. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to start bringing crude down here. And bringing the plastics back, okay? But in order to do that, we will need to do here to there. This branch, let's just get that there. And that there. And this will be Dallas goods. Dallas goods, okay? We'll need a few vehicles on that one. So what we'll need to provide here, though, is we would like it to be moving plastics in the one direction and goods in the other direction. So this is right. And it should also be able to move steel. So yeah, that's okay. So the Studebaker truck with side stakes is probably about right. We'll grab 6 of them. It's a pretty decent number. And we'll run it onto Dallas goods over here. So that'll start running through there. We'll see if that's an appropriate continuation. Now, that will start allowing some plastics to arrive here to be taken up here for further production, and then we still need to work out what's going to happen with steel. So in order to make that work, let's get ourselves a bit of a train. Again, I'm going to go with the electric guys, I'm running a pretty decent 120 kilometers an hour on everything. So let's grab something like that. Get that in there. And then we do various types of cargo. So I would like us to provide... So 4 of these, that should do the trick. Help us out a little bit over there. And then I'm also plastics and goods. Yes, there we go. So we'll add some of that in there. I think that's going to be about right. Maybe one extra one. Actually, let's just do that for the time being. We'll buy that one train. Okay, and I didn't actually set up the line. There's an abandoned oil refinery in Lancaster, which I'm not going to be able to get to. Okay, so this one runs from here to there and back, right? And at Colorado Springs Annex, you can do whatever you want, but we'll need to obviously do that. And over here, you can do whatever you want. But in both cases, we would probably... Yeah, we will need to switch on over. If you're coming in there, then you're going out this way. But if you're in this one and you're trying to come back, well, then you can do a bit of a double switch situation right over there. So that should work. Now, what we didn't quite get on this side, and I'm kind of tempted to just fix that now, is get rid of these 2 signals and put the switch in here. Money is not a problem for us at this stage. Well, I need an airport. Don't know what I want to do with the airport just yet, but I need an airport. We'll do that, and we'll do this, and that should work fairly reasonably well. So it can go in there and then go back. Okay, let's do that. Let's assign that one, so we'll get that train on the move. Did I name it something? It's line 1, isn't it? Yep, line 1, please. Manage the line. Let's rename that. This is going to be Dallas Cargo. Let's just call it Dallas Cargo, and we may have to maneuver things out a little bit there, a little bit more. Okay, so hopefully this should now start picking some stuff up. It should start bringing some stuff over here, and we'll start moving that. Now, the next big thing for us to do in terms of getting these goods online is for us to start generating steel. Now, we can do that here. This is coal mine. So we can literally link all of this up and start trucking things through here and get the steel out through there. Okay, so let's upgrade this, and Dallas is then going to become a pretty out there piece of area actually. So let's going to be a pretty big time city now here, right? Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind that too much. What I'll do is I will trim this out and just try and no, not do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that over there. And I'm kind of tempted that we're going to need to run some big roads through here. So I'm going to demolish this bridge structure that I kind of spent a bit of time with sorting out. And what we'll do is are we just going to do that, or are we going to flatten it out at all? Yeah, something like that. Let's just do this. And what I'll do is I will trim that back a little bit, and we'll see how we... how we do some things here. So let's do that, and we'll Go ahead and tie that one in there. That's going to be pretty good. And what I'll do is I'm going to run that one up that way. And actually, what I'll do now is here, I'll just go back to that. So we'll keep this the pretty big one, those ones there, and then we'll just do a small road that runs from there to there. Because that'll have to, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do a few road pieces here. So let's go to the more rural style stuff, and we'll go ahead and a bit of an upgrade over there. Probably a bit of an upgrade there, and there. And so also a bit of an upgrade all the way through there. So now there's a few pieces of road. What I'll also do is I'll go back to the city style, and we'll upgrade this one as a bit of a city style. What we could also do is probably bring that one out this way and see how that works. So now we've got some pretty decent connections in terms of getting stuff back over there. So let's get our cargo buildings all sorted out. Now, I think what we can do is we can have a pretty large cargo station in here, though it will run that way, and we're not going to need it to run this way. So I may instead do this. Let's get ourselves a pretty large cargo station on that side. Something like that. Let's configure it, add a few more. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of this, try and get it to work out a little bit better, get some more street access on this side, and then tie that one in there. That'll work. Yeah, and we'll tie this one. Try that one more time. It's okay, let's just do that. There we go. So now we've got a pretty decent station on this side. We'll have to do a few over here. We'll try and get them a little closer so that it's a pretty easy ride. And we'll do that one over there, and we'll see about extending to the other one. For the time being, we'll just set up these two. So what is this going to need? Yeah, it's going to need a pretty big group of vehicles running through here. So it'll run through there, that way, through there, that way, pretty close by. Let's see about adding that one and that one if we need more. But for the time being, let's just get some vehicles, get some lines sorted out. So we will need a line from there to there. And this is going to be Dallas coal. Okay, and we'll need a line from there to there. And this is going to be Dallas iron. And we're going to need a line from here to there. And this is going to be Dallas steel goods. There we go. Now we've got tons of lines running, moving stuff around. So what we're after is we need to buy some vehicles, okay? We are after something that can bring these things along. So let's go with maybe 10 of them. Okay. We'll set them to Dallas coal. Okay. Then we'll buy another 10 of them. We need at least that, and we'll see about our rates. They should be fairly close. And what we'll do is we'll assign that to Dallas iron. So there we go. And then we will buy another lot of vehicles, which will need these stake ones. So let's just go with like 8 of them. And that'll be Dallas steel goods. Okay, so now hopefully things will start moving a little bit. This guy should start producing. And at least we're going pretty much around town and not through the middle of it for the most part, at least. Excellent. So we're going to start generating a little bit more traffic over here in Dallas. And that should start moving goods. They're not looking for goods over here. Does this train move some stuff? We're moving a little bit of crude at the moment. We haven't started bringing any plastics. Plastics is movable now. Okay, we need to bring goods back to New Haven. So I'm kind of wondering whether and what do they need up here? Tools and construction materials, which we can't actually get over on this side, but we can get it over here. Ooh. Goods needs to go potentially over there as well, and we can move crude, but crude's already being moved down, so that's okay. Now, so I think what we'll do is I'll grab this line, right? Okay, and it's moving some stuff. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this Dallas cargo line and have that be the way we're going to move goods back all the way to New Haven. Okay, so let's manage, not the vehicle. I actually want to manage the line, please. Dallas cargo, please. So add a station. So once... so it's starting in over here. So it's going to Upper Dallas. It's going to go back to Colorado Springs over here. And then it's going to move in over here into New Haven and drop off wherever you can. And you're going to drop some stuff off over here. Colorado Springs. Ooh, so let's quickly see. I just need to make sure that we're actually now getting you into the right spot. So if we come in over here, and then on the way back you'll be on that side. Are you crossing over or not? And in Colorado Springs, I don't want you to be able to do this, right? But Upper Dallas and New Haven you can. Okay, so on the way to Dallas, you'll be picking up plastics. You're going up to there. You're going to drop off the plastics over here. You're picking up goods and crude. You're coming back down. You're dropping off the crude, and you're coming down over here, and you're dropping off the goods. There's no tools whatsoever available over here for us to move up that way. So for the time being, that's just going to be it. So we'll run that. I think I need to double up on the vehicles on that line, just FYI. So let's quickly have a look. Manage my vehicles, please. I think that's okay. Let's just clone the selected vehicle, and we'll start running a dual one. Okay, now it's going to go this way first. Which is okay, I don't mind it. There's a lot happening at New Haven. To now be really honest with you, there's a lot happening there at New Haven. This guy is coming back this way. Should I... I'm pretty tempted to let's just turn it around. I just want to make sure we try and get them pretty reasonable. But that should be okay. So where is the other red one on the other side? Should be here. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So it's not picking up anything, of course, which is good. That's okay. It's not a problem. I do like how much traffic we're seeing in this very location and how effectively that is working together. This guy is coming back. Did it pick up a little bit more crude at least? Yes. Yes, it did. There's a lot of plastics here waiting already. This guy is moving more and more stuff, so that's good. What's happening over here? Yeah, a fair bit is being moved. We will try and optimize as we go. This is dropping off a little bit of crude oil over here. And then it's continuing through. I'm hoping this guy's almost here. Yeah, pretty close. Where it will pick up a fair bit of these plastics. And, oh, that is interesting. So now we're moving some fuel here. Well, I don't mind it too much. Having full trains is what it's all about. This guy is after fuel, right? No, it's not. That one is potentially after fuel. So if we set up a new thing, a new cargo line through here, that could do the trick there. We may have to tighten this up a little bit. I'm a little worried about this being a bottleneck in the future. So I'm hoping that this line is going to start being awesome. Yes, there's a million going in there, picking up all the crude. And goods, guys, and goods. We're moving some stuff. Dallas should be growing. Not yet. Okay, well, are we heading? Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of this episode. So we made a good use of some of our new lines. They're obviously not going crazy just yet. There's pretty small places here. This line is probably not making any money whatsoever just yet. Maybe this stretch on this side is not too bad. How many passengers do I have on there? Yeah, not too bad, but it's never going to be super duper money maker unless we can start fixing some things through here. I just want to see that one has just dropped off some stuff, and I'm assuming it's moving some fuel as well. Goods and fuel. I want to see it get all the way down to New Haven. Look at these trains. If you keep the trains at approximately the same speed, it's not bad. It's just a brief slowdown to make room for one to jump in and jump out. But they're really all good. All around pretty good. I just want to see as it arrives here what kind of money those 18 goods is bringing us. Plus like 2 fuels, but... should be able to find yourself a little slot in here. Yeah, no problem. Just want to see this. That's just 1 million, but it was only 18, right? So now we're starting to see some goods arriving here. So we are starting to feed the beast in terms of goods. So that means a little bit of everything is now getting in here. And we do need to obviously get our efficiencies right and move more of the right kind of stuff here. But this hub over here is doing a pretty awesome job, I think. Is it moving anything back, or is this section running empty? I think this section is running empty. Yeah, this section is running empty until such time as we could potentially run tools. Well, we wouldn't want that because that'll fill up this. So really, what we could be looking at is moving something like fuel or something. Oh, look at that. That's going to start making some good money. Is this moving a fair bit of product? Okay. So let's quickly have a look at optimizing these lines just a little bit. I'm going to pause it just for a second while we quickly look at these 2 lines. So the lines we have to look at here is coal is operating at the rate of 305. Okay. And iron is operating at, wow, that's really close. That is really close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manage the vehicles. I'm just going to say we're going to add 1 more vehicle to that mix. And so if I then look at the iron, oh, actually, now it's going to be, well, anyway, that should be pretty good. Now, on this side of things, what's happening here in terms of our rates of things? So we're getting way more plastics than we're actually getting steel out here. So we'll need to up our game with our steel a little bit more. There's still a fair bit of capacity in this beast, so we'll keep an eye out for that. This guy is it moving practically everything or not really? Well, I think it is. Our production rate is really high. I'm just wondering if we need, if it go up, if we add extra vehicle or two on there. But anyway, this is looking awesome. Okay. Nice, 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 nice. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty decent setup. That's a pretty decent setup, and even this line should start becoming profitable. Look at that! Look at that! It's starting to get profitable here now. It is now starting to be profitable because we're sending a pretty decent amount over here to New Haven. What's New Haven looking like? It's only a bit of this moving. Oh, so what it means is it's actually spreading the stuff over here, is it? No, it's not. So is it moving it all the way to Worcester? I don't quite get it. Let's quickly see if we can find a cargo train on the line here. There's one. It's not moving. It's definitely not moving the... what are they looking for? Is this moving anything? Any of the goods? No. That's really interesting. So what's happening here? Goods is here, and it's trying to go where? To the New Haven, Colorado Spring, Worcester. So the Worcester line this is looking to go to Worcester then. It's not looking to go to Fort Worth. It's looking to go to Worcester, but it's not finding capacity on any of the trains, I think. Which is interesting. These trains are, unless it's they've left there prior to it. But anyway, okay, so more trains on that line could be quite useful. This is starting to look really good in terms of everything that's being moved over here now. That's starting to look good. Is Dallas growing? Not really, because we're not producing any of these items. So we do need to get construction materials up here. We could we do construction materials here? I don't think we can. Yeah, but we could do tools. Potentially we could do tools over here to start feeding this guy. And then we can run back and forth that way. And we could even get fuel to start moving on these lines. Okay, well, so instead of just doing, very basic stuff, we're allowing the complexity of all of these trains to be linking up to one another. So one of the next things I would like us to do is actually run a passenger line from Dallas to Fort Worth and potentially connect that onto Vancouver. Yeah, that could be interesting, because Fort Worth is stagnating a little bit. Dallas is stagnating a little bit. We could run goods with passengers down here. That's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on how we continue to work with this expansion. But yeah, I'm liking what I've done with these bridges here, and that should allow us to produce little areas on this side. But we don't have any connections here just yet. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that, guys. I'm gonna call it the end of this episode. We have added goods to our network. Look at this amount of crew just hanging out over here. So this line should be doing really well, I think. Oh, it's got some tools on there. Look at that. So it's interesting, without even planning it out, these lines are starting to the goods are starting to move by themselves across the network, which is both problematic and good all at the same time, because we're going to have a real hard time to balance our demands over here. But what this means is Dallas should be growing. Yes, Dallas should be growing, which will make this more effective. Dallas will be a pretty good little hub in the middle over here. But we'll see about connecting some other stuff up as well. Excellent, excellent. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope you did too. If you did, please hit that like button. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.